On SBC2 now, learn to swim with Rolf Harris. Now this. Hello, welcome to Rich and Ali's Craven Newsround. It's Thursday the 5th of February 2026. Sorry we didn't do one yesterday. My son wasn't well and I had to look after him. Did that happen on the... Oh, I'll tell you what, we haven't put the lights on. Let's put the lights on. My son... Why? It's so bright. That's better. Oh! Does that stop you doing this if your son's ill? Yeah, that happens on the, if Richard Whitmore's on the news and his son's ill, he can't come in and do it. Richard Whitmore. I'm just thinking of him because he lives in Hitchin. If, I don't know, George Alagaya, is he still going? I don't know. What about Hugh Edwards? If Hugh Edwards, his son is ill, he can't come in. His son's been ill for a while then, right? I think so. Anyway, welcome to Rich and Ali's Craven Newsround, where we digest the important things in the news so you don't have to look at all the lamestream media, I call it. That's very good, Richard, the way you call this. I'm Richard Herring from the 1990s, and this is Ali Sloper from the 1890s. I'm cheeky knee, move your mouth while you're talking, I'm winking at it. Sit on it, Dodger. Sit on it, Dodger. You'll all be saying it in the playground tomorrow. Sit on it, Barbara. I should just say, talking to the mainstream media, that we haven't been given the credit we deserve. We have not, Rich, have we? Well, you haven't. I wasn't involved in this. But on Sunday, I interviewed the former Duke of Pork, Randrew Andrew, as he's known. Andrew, Mountbatten, Windsor, Disneyland Palace, the Leeds Castle. He's just just add castles every time you mention his name. Randrew Andrew is his name. Within days, he's been kicked out of his lodgings. The mainstream media haven't covered it. They haven't, because they don't want to give us the credit. We did the big interview, and we were the ones who got him evicted from his house, amongst other things. He's in a lot of trouble. He thought our interview would help, but I knew he'd fall into my trap. But that's not what we're talking about today. Oh, no, my fan friends. No, we're back on the Epstein trial, I guess, and it's having big repercussions. You may have seen on the grown-up news, Keir Starmer is in trouble for employing paedophiles in his cabinet and well, actually not in the cabinet yet, I bet there are some. But as the ambassador to America, yeah, that's right, Richard. It's a bad thing, isn't it? He knew that he was caught up with Epstein, old Peter Mandelson, and Keir Starmer's in a lot of trouble for that. Accidentally, I was talking to my kids on the way to school today, and I was telling them not to get in people's cars and to watch out for stuff. And I said, watch out for paedophiles. And they said, and I really shouldn't have used that word. They were not familiar with the word. Oh dear. But luckily, my son said, what, peanut piles? Why should I look out for peanut piles? And I said, in case you're allergic. So I think we should call them peanut piles from now on. Certainly if we haven't got any proof. That's why my glasses are all askew on the treadle. There you go. So that was an amusing. Does the news have the amusing incidents from the life of the newsreader? Well, I just thought we were talking about my son. He was skiving off yesterday pretending to be ill, and I couldn't do my job. So that's why it's on my mind, I guess. Well, you have to rise above that and do your job properly anyway. Yeah, I guess we do. Anyway, Keir Starmer. He's been a disappointment as a Prime Minister, I would say. I mean, I could see this coming before the last election. My feeling was Labour will get in on a landslide. I predicted that. You are right, Rich. And then they would be rubbish at it. And then Reform would get in the next one, yeah, which looks like it could happen. First of all, how do you feel Keir Starmer feels? Keir Starmer, Rich, is a good name, isn't it? I call him Steer Calmer. Well, that's quite nice, Steer Calmer. Steer Calmer. They should have used that, shouldn't they? If they'd done that in the election campaign, vote Labour, steer calmer. After all he's the best Prime Minister we've had in the last 10 years. That's saying nothing, though, is it? It is saying nothing. But he's better than all the really crappy ones we had before. But he's still absolute dog shit, isn't he? Absolute dog shit. Are you allowed to say that on Newsround? Yeah, I think as long as it's true, you can say anything you like. So you think, yeah, I think Labour, if they'd done this, vote Labour, will steer calmer with Keir Starmer. That would be brilliant. Do you think they can win it round now? Steer calmer. I mean, he's a calm steerer. I mean, he's barely steering at all, is he? And that's the problem. I think that's how it would get turned around. It's just like he's so calm at steering that the ship is just heading straight for a massive iceberg with Nigel Farage's face on. If we were doing a cartoon, Nigel Farage's face is an iceberg, and Keir Starmer, steer calmer, is at it's the Titanic, maybe we could call it. That's good. Peter Mandelson is the lookout, and he's too busy being in his pants and looking at young people on an island that he's excited about. That's good. This works, Richard. We just workshop. We're spitballing it. That's all we're doing. We're spitballing, and it's a really good cartoon. I hope someone will use this. And then Keir Starmer saying, "I always said I would steer calmer," and then he's steering so calmly he crashes into the. How do you do this in a on-train cartoon? I'd be able to do it somehow if I could draw. So anyway, Keir Starmer, steer calmer. It is, isn't it? That would have been just a brilliant slogan. He can't do it now because he's been Prime Minister and he's been useless at it. Anyway, it looks like he's going to go. He's in serious trouble over the appointment of Peter Mandelson, who just wears little white pants, nothing else, doesn't he? That should have been the clue, Richard, when they saw him walking around, looking at all the documents in his pants. That should have rung alarm bells, shouldn't it? Alarm bells should have rung. Alarm bells should have rung, Richard. It should have been, look out, there's a guy just in his pants. And there's children around there. I mean, we have no evidence that Peter Mandelson is a peanut pile. There's no evidence of that. Though, if something looks like a pile of peanuts and you can see the outline of its peanuts through its pants. That's all I'm going to say. Just so we don't get sued. You think Peter Mandelson will sue us? I think Peter Mandelson might see this. And in the middle of all the trouble he's having at the moment, might think, well, at least I can sue that guy for calling me a peanut pile, and he'll take it to court, and they'll go, well, that's you aren't a pile of peanuts, but that's not something we can really sue. Shall we get on with the news? Yeah, we're not really doing the news, are we? So he's in trouble, and he might. Labour MPs say Starmer's days as PM are numbered. We could be losing the Prime. Now, look, the problem I have with steer calmer Keir Starmer is he should steer a little bit more buoyantly, put a bit of welly into his steering. But also, I went to the Houses of Parliament I did a thing for Radio 5 Live last year, and I watched Prime Minister's Question Time. And I could tell you, look, I'm not a politician, really, Richard. I shouldn't be in charge of anything. You shouldn't be in charge of the YouTube channel, should you? And I'm not. And I shouldn't be allowed to be. But what he was doing at Prime Minister's Question Time was basically taking on the reform agenda. It was all about immigration. It was all about this. These little 4 or 5 MPs that they had at the time, reform. It's growing all the time, with increasing nutcases drawn to it, like flies around a peanut pile. They're going they're getting drawn in magnetically to the magnet that is the iceberg that is. You're really fucking mixing metaphors today, Rich. I know. Well, I'm just, as most newsreaders have a fucking script to read. I've got to just make this up as I go along. Anyway, it just felt wrong that the Prime Minister was kowtowing and trying to get Reform's voters to vote for him by looking like he was saying the same stuff as Nigel Farage. Like, no, Reform voters, it's clear to me, and I don't work in politics, that if you're getting cross, I'm getting a little bit cross. You can't editorialise, you're the newsreader. I can on this show. It's clear to me that if all you're doing is legitimising what Nigel Farage is saying, because the Prime Minister is saying the same thing, and that will just make Reform voters think, OK, we should vote for Reform, who think this. They're not going to go, oh, well, the Prime Minister agrees now, let's vote for him because they know in their hearts, A, he doesn't agree with fucking Nigel Farage, but B, it just legitimises it. It's obvious. I'm not a political advisor. I mean, maybe they should get me as political advisor because I'm not on the Epstein list. You're not on any list, are you? I'm not. I can't make any list of anything. I'm not on a list of the best comedians. I'm not on a list of people who should get honours in the New Year's honours list. No, you're definitely not that. I'm not in any. I'm just trying to think. I'm not on Schindler's List. No, that's fair enough. So it's anyway. If I can see it, why couldn't? If I could see this coming, why couldn't they see it coming? And why is he behaving like this? Almost like he's like. I don't want to turn into a crazy conspiracy nut. Go ahead. I wanted to see this. Every day since you started doing this Tuffet show, I've been waiting for you to fucking go off the deep end and the crazy fucking conspiracy theory ruin your career, start saying stuff that offends so many people that you can only work with fucking what's his name from America. Yeah, luckily I can't think of his name either. Rob Schneider. Don't know is that his name? I don't know if that's even his name. Oh, well, that's who I'm thinking of. And the bloke from the I can't remember his name over the bloke who does the Jack and Jill and all that. What's that guy's name? The fantastic, amazing, big American comedian. You can't think that you're obsessed with. You can't think of his name. I just can't think of his name just now. Should we pause while one of us tries to think of it? I know what it is. It's obvious. I'm getting old. I've had a good sleep as well today, and I can't think of the name of the bloke from Jack and Jill, Grown Ups 2. Oh, God, do you think I'm getting Alzheimer's disease? Do you think this is the way down? This could be the way down. I know who it is. Do you know who it is? Why aren't you saying? Because I don't want to. Okay. I'm going to think of his name by the end of the. How can that? That's terrible, isn't it? This is, look, we're not doing a Richard Herring's descent into madness and old age and, insane senility. We're here to talk about Keir Starmer. Yeah, look, anyway, I'm just disappointed. Adam Sanders, what you're looking for. Thank you. You could have said that 5 minutes ago and I wouldn't look insane, just Adam Sanders. Okay. How did you know and I didn't know? How's that possible? Because I know a lot of things you don't know. Look, we're meant to be talking about Keir Starmer. Steer Starmer with Keir Starmer. It's too late to win it round. You can send that to him. But people will go, well, you're not steering it calmly, you're steering it into the fucking bin, mate. Anyway, he's in a lot of trouble, and we can go across now to Downing Street, where I think Keir Starmer is about to make a statement. We'll see if that's the case. We're going over to Downing Street now, where Keir Starmer, Steer Starmer, is about to make someone's arm there in the way. He's about to make a statement. Here he is at the microphone. Hello, everyone. It's me. Oh, it's me. Do your voice right, Keir Starmer. It's me. Hello. It's me, Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer, he's literally, look at him, he's literally a damp rag, isn't he, Ali? That is so clever. You should be on Saturday Night Live. I know I should be on Saturday Night Live. I can't believe I sent this, I said on social media, look at this, how good this is. This could be on Saturday Night Live. And Saturday Night Live have not been in touch. You've literally done it as a damp rag. I would just, I'm Keir Starmer. It's not like John Major, isn't it? Hello, I'm Keir Starmer. I'm a damp rag. It's really, I would tell you what, if my hand was in there, I would tell you that damp rag is a very cold damp rag. It's very unpleasant. It's literally just a damp rag with some glasses on it. You're so clever. Are you saying that Keir Starmer is a damp rag? That is what I'm going for there. And I would just like to apologise that everything I'd done. Why is his forehead moving when he talks? I think that's the way he talks. It's just his forehead. Have you not noticed that about Keir Starmer? His mouth doesn't move, but his forehead moves. I'd like to apologise to everyone affected by the Epstein. And can I just say, I am Keir Starmer, by the way, and this is my voice. And can I just say that I am resigning as Prime Minister forthwith as of today. This is an exclusive for Richard Alley's Craven Newsround. And it'd be a shame if I actually do resign and that happens in between us doing this and it going out. That is what I have to say. Steer Starmer with Keir Starmer. That's all I have to say. Well, that is another incredible exclusive. Oh, why are we in Downing Street? What's going on? We're in Downing Street. There we go. It's another incredible exclusive. Is this all real? I'm starting to think there might be some camera trickery involved in some of these interviews, Richard. I go suddenly in Downing Street. We were just transported there by the magic of the internet. Sometimes that can happen. It's the future, you know. It's like, you know, have you seen Star Trek? We just beamed into Downing Street. Yeah, we were fiddling around with the settings before this, and yeah, there's a few bugs in there. Anyway, that is amazing news. We've toppled Randrew Andrew this week, and now you heard it here first. The Prime Minister has resigned. I don't know if that's just him or the whole government's gone, but we've beaten the mainstream media to that news. Hope you've enjoyed this week's. So today's Craven Newsround. Sorry we didn't do it yesterday. My son was skiving. He's a lot better today. He wasn't really ill yesterday. And it's time for us to go. Yes, thank you for watching, everyone. See you next time. I like this bit the best.